Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
You're listening to the winning literary show, Off the Shelf Books Talk Radio, live with host Denise Turney, author of the books Long Walk Up, Portia, Love Pour Over Me, Spiral, Love Has Many Faces, and Rosetta's Great Hope. Turn up your dial and get ready for a blast of feature author interviews, 411 on book festivals, writing conferences, and so much more. Ready? Let's go.
Let's go. Welcome to today's Off the Shelf Books podcast, and it is February the 15th, 2025. You guys, we are halfway through February. Oh my goodness, and yesterday was Valentine's Day. I hope you were celebrated like the superstar you are yesterday, whether somebody else expressed their adoration to you, for you, or you showed yourself that appreciation. And even if somebody else did, I hope you also took time out to just give yourself a special treat, a bubble bath, me listening to jazz, taking a bike ride, something you like to do, reading a book you love, talking about books. On today's Off the Shelf, I'm actually going to do a live reading from one of my mysteries. When I started writing, and I published my first book in July 1998, Portia, which is an inspirational story about a woman attorney living in Chicago. But I never thought I would write mysteries, you all. But this is another mystery I wrote, Escaping Toward Freedom. I also write nonfiction, and I'm working on my third book in a middle school series on Miss Rosetta Blake. But today I want to do a reading from Escaping Toward Freedom. You can find out more about Escaping Toward Freedom and read free excerpts at my website. I'd love for you to visit me there. It's www.chistel.com. Again, that's chistel.com. You can hop over there and check out the website while you listen to me treat you to this book reading from Escaping Toward Freedom by yours truly, Denise Turney. That's when she heard it again. A thump followed by the thud of footsteps. She froze. She listened, wondering if the noise was coming from the porch. Oh, and I'm midway through like the early part, the first or second chapter of the book, so I'm not starting at the very beginning. The thuds grew louder, came faster. Pressing her ear to the door, she knew that whatever was creating the noise sounded large enough to be a bear cub. Yet she couldn't get the van out of her thoughts, and she knew that the broken basement window had not been caused by a bear cub. She didn't wait. She ran through the dining room, into the living room, and up the stairs. Her heart didn't stop racing until she yanked her gun out of her book bag. She thought about calling her sister April, but decided against it, certain that she didn't have time to make a phone call. Hurrying down the stairs, she ran to the back door. This time when she looked through the door window, she swore that she saw what looked like a little girl crouching next to her Camry that was parked at the edge of the backyard. From where she stood looking out the window, the girl looked unkempt and lost. Her curled back, the way that she folded her arms across her chest, as if protecting something delicate and valuable, revealed that she was hiding. Even from inside the cabin, Clarissa noticed that the girl was shaking. She looked slight of build, like a petite kid in her early teens. Knowing what it felt like to be frightened, Clarissa pulled up on her gun. Then she opened the back door. Before she went to a car, she checked the other side of the cabin. The area was clear. Taking short, careful steps, Clarissa approached her car. From the way that the girl was shaking, she knew that the girl was alone. She wondered if the girl lived in the area. The girl had been hiding. The girl hid behind the camera with her arms wrapped around her torso. She was peering at the ground and trembling uncontrollably. "I'm not going to hurt you," Clarissa said, extending her hand. Even as she reached for the girl, Clarissa scanned the area, looking toward the front, then the back of the cabin. The girl recoiled and leaned back, closer to the Camry, her fingernails, full mouth, diamond nose stud, and penciled eyebrows hinted further that she was beyond middle school years. Are you hungry? Clarissa tried, turning and looking over her shoulder, back at her cabin. Come inside. The girl pushed up, as if preparing to stand. Then she knelt toward the ground again. This is my cabin, Clarissa said, taking hold of the girl's right forearm and helping her to stand. I'm renting the cabin. The girl's eyes were dark brown and full like Longan. Her wide-eyed gaze darted from side to side, signaling that she expected to be attacked, struck. It's just me, Clarissa said. I'm the only one at the cabin. The girl, her footsteps short and slow, followed Clarissa to the cabin's back porch. It's okay, Clarissa said, holding the back door open. Come on, she told the girl. It's okay. I'm not going to let anyone hurt you. How old are you? She asked after the girl followed her inside the kitchen. The girl seemed lost in a catatonic stupor. She peered down at her hands, mud and dirt streaking her skin. Her eyes held pools of tears. How old are you? Clarissa tried again, reaching in the cupboard for a drinking glass. She went to the refrigerator and poured the girl a glass of water. 16, the girl whispered, gifting Clarissa with an answer and the sound of her gentle, trembling voice. She opened her hands and took the glass of water. Clarissa swallowed hard. She struggled to disguise her surprise at the girl's soiled appearance. Are you from around here? She asked, turning and locking the door. Dread of being watched, targeted, overcame Clarissa. Before he knew it, she was closing and locking the screened kitchen windows. She walked through the entire house, closing and locking the windows. Finally, she returned to the kitchen and looked through the back door window. When she turned away from the door, she jumped. The girl was standing so close to her that if she turned any further, she would bump the girl. Clarissa explored the girl's downturned face. She thought the girl had the saddest eyes she'd ever seen. Her mouth was pulled down. Her lower eyelids were darkened. She was overcome with tremors, nearly losing control of the glass, now empty of the water that she had drank absent hesitation. Where are you from? Clarissa asked, looking from the girl to the empty glass. The girl lowered her head until her chin touched her chest. A second later, raising her head, she looked at the glass, yellow daisies decorating its top edges. Then, after taking in a breath, she bowed her head. You can put the glass in the sink, Clarissa said. The girl walked as if she was tired. After she placed the glass in the sink, she turned, her back pressed against the sink edge, and she bowed her head. Would you like something to eat, a sandwich, fruit? Clarissa offered. Yes, the girl nodded in jerky motions. She glanced up at Clarissa, and just as quickly, she looked at the floor. Clarissa eyeballed the girl before she walked to the refrigerator and opened the door. One by one, she placed a bowl of sliced pineapple, a pack of cherry vanilla yogurt, and a plastic bag filled with thinly sliced smoked turkey on the table. Then she went to the counter on the other side of the kitchen and picked up a half-eaten loaf of wheat bread, which she also placed on the table. Take your choice, Clarissa smiled. The girl looked at Clarissa, but didn't move. Do you like fruit? Yes. Do you like pineapple? Clarissa tried. She held the bowl of pineapple out to the girl, extending it as if the fruit was a gift. Then she went to the silverware drawer, took a fork, and gave it to the girl. Let's sit down, Clarissa said, pulling out a chair. Seconds passed before the girl sat in the chair across from Clarissa. She ate the pineapple with care, not the least bit of haste. Clarissa watched the girl eat in silence. Then she asked the question that she'd been wanting to ask since she first saw the girl. What's your name? Trisha, the girl whispered, putting another pineapple bite in her mouth. Are you from around here? Trisha shook her head from side to side. Where are you from? Clarissa asked, watching Trisha take the side of the fork and cut off another bite of pineapple. Indianapolis. That's a long way from Georgia, Clarissa said. Do you have family in Georgia? I didn't get to Georgia because I wanted to visit family, she said, warming up to Clarissa. Can't be on my own yet. I have to finish high school. A second later, she chewed on her bottom lip and added, if I can. How did you get to Georgia? I'm from Indianapolis, Trisha repeated. Do you like it here? Clarissa asked, trying to get Trisha to reveal more about herself. Tricia leaned over the bowl of pineapple and ate the remaining fruit fast. Then she looked at Clarissa and asked, "Is there any more water?" "Help yourself," Clarissa said. "Just get the glass out of the sink and pour yourself water out of the jug in the refrigerator." A sour, pungent odor stung Clarissa's nose when Tricia walked behind her, reaching for the refrigerator door. That's when Clarissa saw how dirty Tricia's spring dress was. The dress was a short-sleeved pink floral with a self-tie belt and a wide bottom that swayed when Tricia walked. The bosom area of the dress was form-fitting. Interspersed with the floor pink were deep dirt and mud stains. How long you been out by the cabin?" "Just one other time," Tricia said, lifting the water jug off the refrigerator shelf and filling her glass. "I apologize for hiding around your house." She returned the jug to the shelf and closed the refrigerator door. "No apology needed," Clarissa said, looking at Tricia, who was again sitting in the chair across from her. This time Tricia drank the water faster. "Do you have sisters and brothers?" "Yes," Tricia told her. "I have 3 sisters and 3 brothers. I'm in the middle." She smiled for the first time. "Your sisters and brothers live in Georgia?" "No," Tricia said, shaking her head, then standing. She went to the sink and placed the glass inside. "Told you I don't have family in Georgia. Where's the dishwashing liquid?" "I'll wash the dishes," Clarissa told her. "No," Tricia tried. "I want to wash them. I made them dirty." Clarissa looked at Tricia for several seconds, at the dirt and mud on her dress, and at the streaks of dirt on her face. "The dishwashing liquid is in the drawer on the right, the drawer just below the sink." While Tricia washed the dishes, Clarissa sat in the kitchen chair trying to get answers. "Do your parents have friends in Georgia?" "No, I don't think so," Tricia said, placing the dishes in the dish drainer at the side of the sink. "My family still lives in Indianapolis." She paused. "At least that's where they were the last time I saw them." "Did you run away?" "I can go now," she told Clarissa. "The tremor's returning." She returned to the back door. "Do you know anyone around here?" Clarissa asked, extending her hand. An intrusive psychological heaviness began to drape her. It was accompanied by disturbing images of Tricia hiding alone in the woods, yards away from a hungry, crouching bobcat or a snarling wolf. Although she had never seen Tricia before, was in no way indebted to her, she felt responsible for Tricia, if for no other reason than that they both were human beings. "Do you?" Clarissa asked again. "Do you know anyone around here?" "No." "Then stay the night," Clarissa advised. "You can stay here and get a good night of rest." She searched Tricia's face, tried to calm the fear that had risen to her eyes. "You'll be safe here for the night," she assured her. "Come on," Clarissa stood and said. "Let's go upstairs and see if we can find some clothes that fit you. And you can enjoy a nice shower or a warm, relaxing bubble bath and settle in for a restful day and a good night of sleep." Tricia followed Clarissa around the corner and up the living room stairs, being careful to peer out of the living room curtains on her way to the second floor. Sensing Tricia's concern, Clarissa said, "I pulled the blinds close enough to prevent anyone from seeing inside." Pausing, she added, "If I close the curtains all the way, it can make the cabin stand out." Midway up the stairs, she said, "Most of the people out here don't even lock their windows during the day. This is a very peaceful, quiet area." Once on the second floor, Clarissa went to her bedroom straight away. Pulling open dresser drawers, she dug through her shirts and pants, hunting for clothes that might fit Tricia. Finally, she looked up. Tricia stood in the hallway, just outside Clarissa's bedroom, as she had when Clarissa and she had first happened upon each other. She stood with her head bowed. For distraction, she looked at the dirt beneath her fingernails. "You can come in," Clarissa said. As if frozen, Tricia didn't move, not so much as half a step. Each time she looked at the bed, she grimaced and turned away, as if shielding herself from a painful memory. "Come on," Clarissa said. She stood and turned away from her dresser. "It's okay." She smiled. "You can come in. Remember," she began, "we came up here to find you something to wear after you enjoy a relaxing shower or bath." Tricia backed away from Clarissa, shaking her head. She kept backpedaling, one uneven step after another. "I'm not going to hurt you," Clarissa shared, moving from the edge of her bedroom into the hallway. Tricia bolted down the hallway toward the stairs. "Tricia!" Clarissa called out. "I'm not going to hurt you." She ran down the stairs after Tricia, the heels of her shoes clomping against each step. Midway through the living room, inches from an orange trellis chair, she grabbed Tricia's left forearm. That was the end of chapter 2, and I'm coming midway through. I started that midway through chapter 2. Clarissa was in the Navy, so she's a Navy specialist. She's now out of the Navy. She started writing books. She's had one or two books on New York Times bestseller list, which she wrote her first book while she was staying in this area in cabins in North Georgia. If you've never been in North Georgia, and we're talking even North Georgia as far as the border of Tennessee, there are areas there that are so gorgeous and beautiful. These little, and you might see little small towns with little shops. This is real life stuff I'm talking about in North Georgia.
Ryan Seacrest here. When you have a busy schedule, it's important to maximize your downtime. One of the best ways to do that is by going to ChumbaCasino.com. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino games like spin slots, bingo, and solitaire that you can play for free for a chance to redeem some serious prizes. So hop on to ChumbaCasino.com now and live the Chumba life. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
And some places are so remote you can't get a cell phone reception out there. But it's just beautiful nature. And things in Georgia, you would see a lot of coyotes. You'll see a lot of coyotes, and sometimes they do look like wolves. You even see them in Atlanta. That's where Clarissa lives, but she's gone up way into the mountains, and this is her second or third time going up there. She thinks it's her good luck charm to create a good, a best-selling book, a novel, because she's done it before. I'm not going to tell you about Trisha. You have to read through the story to learn about Trisha, but I'm going to read a little bit starting with chapter 3. Trisha spun partway around. Then, yanking her arms and shoulders, she pulled away from Clarissa. She ran through the living room like she was outside, bumping the end table closest to the dining room, nearly knocking the table over. At the kitchen's edge, Clarissa reached for Trisha's right shoulder, but Trisha sped out of reach. When Trisha reached the back door, she jerked on the deadbolt lock, desperate to open the door and free herself from Clarissa's presence. "Trisha!" Clarissa screamed, wrestling Trisha's hands away from the shiny deadbolt lock. "I'm not going to hurt you." Trisha swung her legs back, striking Clarissa. Then she turned and slapped Clarissa's face, neck, shoulders, and arms, swinging wildly. Clarissa bobbed from side to side, trying to avoid Trisha's blows. She felt miserably. Within seconds, her face, neck, and arms were stinging, but she did not turn Trisha loose. Instead, she pulled and jerked on Trisha's shoulder, working to keep her from unlocking the door and run outside. "Trisha, I am not whoever hurt you. I am not that person," Clarissa begged. "I am not those people. I am not going to hurt you," she said, lowering her voice and pulling Trisha's hand away from the lock. No longer jerking her body or kicking Clarissa, Trisha stilled. Just like that, she froze. "I was just trying to pick clothes out for you to put on after you take a shower or a bath," Clarissa made clear. "I don't want to hurt you." When Trisha turned, her shoulders were shaking. She grimaced, fighting back tears. Her face looked ugly, all scrunched up, like she believed that there was only a small space on her face for her eyes, nose, and mouth to fit. Clarissa watched Trisha's jaw quake, giving way to tears. "You're safe here," Clarissa assured her. A second later, she asked, "Do you have a boyfriend? Does he hit you?" "No," Trisha answered, slow tears crawling down her face. "Then I don't get it," Clarissa admitted, stepping back and releasing Trisha. "Why are you running?" Trisha looked at the floor. Come on," Clarissa smiled, wrapping her arm over Trisha's shoulder. "Let's go back upstairs and get you some clean clothes." "What do you say?" she asked, peering into Trisha's eyes. Trisha nodded. When she did, 2 tears dropped off her chin to the floor. Clarissa took 2 steps leading the way. Then she stopped. "You first," Trisha stuttered, as if in keeping with her troubled thoughts, before she stepped around Clarissa, then in front of her. "The jeans and the blue and gold T-shirt with the fierce tiger on the front," Trisha said, pointing inside Clarissa's second dresser drawer. And Clarissa smiled, pulling the jeans and T-shirt out of the drawer and handing them to Trisha. "Here are underwear and a bra," she added, reaching inside the top drawer. "The bathroom is across the hall," Clarissa told her. "When you come out of the bathroom, feel free to bring your dress and dirty underwear with you. And you can wash and dry the clothes tonight." And she added, "Help yourself to the underarm deodorant and lotion on the bathroom vanity. I mean that," she said, hoping to wear away any doubt that Trisha might have. "There's shampoo and hair conditioner shower that you can use too." Thank you, Tricia said, taking the jeans, t-shirt, underwear, and bra and walking across the hall to the bathroom. There's also a bathroom in here, Clarissa said, exiting her bedroom and walking down the hall to one of the two guest bedrooms. She initially thought about taking Tricia to one of the guest bedrooms when they first arrived upstairs, but Tricia's anxiety told her that asking her to take a shower or bath in a room with a bed wasn't a good idea. Can I go in there? Tricia asked, glancing inside the guest bedroom that was next to Clarissa's bedroom, the guest bedroom furthest away from the living room stairs. Sure, Clarissa said, surprised at Tricia's ease with being in the room. After Tricia's earlier outburst, she was certain that a room with a bed would be a trauma trigger. Stepping around Tricia, Clarissa entered the guest bedroom and walked into the ensuite. She called up from inside the spacious bathroom, her voice echoing. There's plenty of towels in here. She smiled at the green towels and wash rags hanging from the towel rack above the toilet. I am going to I'm gonna go a little bit further. While Tricia took a warm bubble bath, Clarissa hurried downstairs and grabbed her silver laptop. Back upstairs in the second floor office, she pushed her laptop open and typed Indianapolis runaways into the search bar. Information on missing children, exploited children, teen safety, and runaway and homeless shelters came up right away. Next, she typed Tricia Indianapolis runaway into the search bar. Several news stories about missing teenage girls from Indianapolis came up. Clarissa sat back in the chair and gawked at the next two stories. I'm not going to read that because it's kind of some of the mystery. Let's see. I'm going to scroll down a little bit further. Absent forethought, Clarissa went to the back door and peered through the window. The most that she saw were squirrels and birds playing in the backyard trees. This time, the space next to her car was empty, a sight that brought a smile to Clarissa's face. Next, Clarissa entered the living room and peered through the blinds. She even walked up the small landing at the front of the living room stairs and looked out the window. The retired couple living in the cabin 200 yards to the left of her cabin were outside working in their front yard, trimming the hedges and watering the dahlia, zinnias, and daisies lining their walkway. At the front of Clarissa's cabin were more birds and squirrels playing. Before she closed the blinds, she saw a couple that she hadn't seen before, riding mountain bikes up the dirt road that weaved in front of her cabin. I'll be back inside in a second, Clarissa yelled down the basement stairs. I'm just running out to my car. I'll be right back, she told Tricia. She grabbed her car keys off the living room end table. Then she went outside to her car and, putting the car in reverse, she turned the back end of her car away from the dirt road. She didn't know why, but she felt relieved knowing that her car's license plate couldn't be seen from the road. Tricia was still in the basement when Clarissa returned to the cabin and locked the back door, returning the boat to its locked position. Are you okay down there? She asked, jogging down the basement steps. Yes, Tricia said. She stood in the middle of the basement, arms crossed, staring at the ceiling. And let's see. Please, Tricia begged. Oh, is someone chasing you? Please, Tricia begged, still facing the window. Stop asking me these questions. Clarissa stood. She walked to the high-definition television hanging on the wall across the room to the stairwell. Do you want to watch a television show? She turned toward Tricia, who continued to look out the window. This cabin TV has Finzi, she smiled. There's some good movies on Finzi and Tubi, she chuckled. I've been watching those channels over the last few months back at my permanent home. And so they are doing pretty good. And Clarissa is still trying to get information out of she's trying to get information out of Tricia. And I'm going to almost stop here. Clarissa fell back against the sofa. Loose strands of her hair near her forehead blew up when she released a thick breath. She crossed her legs and pleaded, just this one last question. Tricia pushed her lips together with such force that her mouth hurt. No, she yelled. My mother doesn't know where I am, and I know that I already told you that. She stared at the side of Clarissa's head. When we were in the kitchen, I told you that my mother doesn't know where I am. We never talked about your mother before. I could swear we did. You started pestering me with questions as soon as I came in this cabin. You just want to keep asking me questions, and you can't even change anything. You can't make anything better. Are you in trouble? I thought the question about my mother was the last stupid question that you were going to ask. I want you to be safe, Clarissa said, unfolding her arms. And believe it or not, the more that you tell me, the more I can do to ensure that you're safe while you're here. She paused. While I was out for my morning run today, I saw a dirty van on the main road. She gave Tricia a probing glance. Tricia turned away from Clarissa, no longer frowning. Then she quickly faced Clarissa again. This time her brows were raised. What time did you see the van? And so that is, I'm stopping, and that I was jumping around a little bit, listeners, and I stopped right before chapter 4. And this book has many, many chapters in it. It's a little over 280 pages. If you like a mystery and you get into the characters, there's some other people with military backgrounds who show up. Clarissa has some training, so she has some skills. But is she ready for what she's up against? So if you like a mystery and you just value a story that is about real life experiences and things that just have to be dealt with, but you like a good mystery, I encourage you to get Escaping Toward Freedom. Escaping Toward Freedom by Denise Turney. And please, again, visit me online at chisel.com, www.chistel.com. You can learn more about my books, read free excerpts, and just sign up for the newsletter, the Book Lovers Habit newsletter, where you get information on writing jobs. You get information on upcoming book events. If you're a writer, if you're a reader, if you like all things story, and story takes shape in so many forms. Story takes shape in songs. Story takes shape in dance. Story takes shape in songs without even any words, just music. Story takes shape in paintings. Story takes shape all through our lives. Story takes shape in short stories, in poems, songs, as I said, in books. There are so many ways. As humans, we love stories. And so if you really, really like a good mystery, I encourage you to pick up Escaping Toward Freedom by Denise Turney. Thank you for visiting, being here with us here on Off the Shelf, and visiting my website again, chistel.com, and just enjoy exploring the site. And I wish you a blessed and wonderful February the 15th. And I'll see you back here next Saturday for our live shows. It's Saturdays, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But as soon as the show finishes streaming, it goes out, and you can get it on iTunes. You can get it on the Google. There's so many ways to listen to Off the Shelf. Thank you for being here. And as I always tell you, you are awesome. You're amazing. It's such the truth. You're incredible. I hope one day you really, really get that down in your system. Go out and create a fabulous day and a fabulous weekend for yourself. Bye for now.
How to have fun anytime, anywhere. Step 1. Go to ChumbaCasino.com.
ChumbaCasino.com. Got it.
Step 2. Collect your welcome bonus.
Come to Papa welcome bonus.
Step 3. Play hundreds of casino-style games for free.
That's a lot of games. All for free?
Step 4. Unleash your excitement.
Woohoo!
Chumba Casino has been delivering thrills for over a decade. So claim your free welcome bonus now and live the Chumba life. Visit ChumbaCasino.com.